Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you all sat relatively uncomfortably.
Yes.
I don't know why I've suddenly become posh, but apparently I have to use this voice for the introductory sentence.
Indubitably.
Yes. So, a
Flicker.
fucking dog hates my ability to speak.
Someone was reversing.
He's just sat there watching you, and every time you open your mouth, he's gonna bark.
He's sat behind me looking out the back door. So, if we have our timings right, this episode should come out somewhere around Christmas.
It'll be a week after Christmas.
The week after Christmas. I'm being reliably told it'll come out the week after Christmas.
Maybe
We think.
before.
We think it might be before. We're not
I'll
sure.
catch noticing and let Ron know.
Yeah, we'll know eventually. But regardless, season's greetings, I guess, to whoever's actually still fucking listening to us, talking to the ether. Hello. This is the obligatory Christmas episode, or Yule episode, depending on your preference. Sorry, my distraction there was caused by Silent essentially filling up his seasonal Cthulhu.
Stroking your Thulu.
We're filling up, so different. So we rejoin our party members on Yule morning, surprisingly. You all awaken in your various rooms on the upper level of your tavern to the smell of food being cooked. And no, you are in fucking bed, Zansk. Piss the fuck off. Sorry, that needs to get edited out.
No, it won't.
Zansk has a lay-in.
Yeah, Zansk was drugged the night before, so yeah, she sleeps in because, you know,
Chris spiked his dinner.
Yule has to happen, which means everybody in the house has to be sleeping. Like, there was not a noise in the house, not even a mouse, you know?
Or a druid.
Ah, 'twas the night before Yule.
Yes, it was the night before Yule, you see. Dogs in the house. Not a creature was stirring, not even the mouse.
Except for Boot.
No, even Flicker was asleep. Flicker knows how
Except
this
for
works.
Saint Christmas, who soon will be there.
That's just Chris. One of those little
That's
cats
Chris.
on.
Did we ever work out his surname?
He's got a Yule-like hat on, and he's got like a bag under his arm. He's like looking at the Yule thing, and God, I must be sneaky. This is what I trained for. Do 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 do. No. All the runic alarms go off. Foiled by my own security. Damn it. No, but you all awaken on Yule morning to the smell of food, but not your normal food. You know, you can smell the undertones of bacon, but
I was going to say.
yeah, the bacon's still there, of course, but there's other food, and you can already hear laughter from downstairs.
Can I identify the foods?
You can roll me, I'll call it a nature check. Come on, Master Dwarf, this is what you're built for, identifying food through nature. Come on. Roll above 3. Roll above a 3. Come on, Silent, I believe in you.
9.
Not Alice. I thought that was him for a second there.
Yeah, there's no way I'd get a 10 on a nat 1.
Better than you ask.
You inhale red salmon, you're immediately awake as you can smell a feast.
A feast. Right, I'm going to lumber downstairs in my Yuletide jammies.
Alice, you inhale the scent of this feast as your ribs are being jumped on by
Yeah.
a small kobold.
I assumed that would be the case.
The small kobold is essentially, to put it into a context for you, essentially at this stage looks kind of like Totodile from the Pokemon. And like he's gnawing on his feet, jumping up and down and like patting his feet and going, Yule.
Shall we go get breakfast?
The kobold is gone. It's just
Yeah.
straight to the door. Can't reach the door handle, just runs into the door.
I need to talk to... Actually, no, I don't need to talk to
Thump.
Chris about getting a child height handle for the door. That's a really bad idea.
There's just this loud thump. Whereas as you walk down the stairs, like thump, thump, thump. There's another thump, but it's slightly out of sequence. You know, like, what? As you continue down the stairs.
Alice will throw on her dressing gown and open the door and follow the baby
The
downstairs.
small kobold runs, and you know Red Sam plodding down the stairs. And the little kobold basically waits for Red Sam to pass, not to cause a pile up, just in case the kobold gets under Red Sam's feet. Red Sam goes first. The kobold has learnt this. The kobold then follows at speed.
And Alice will follow down behind.
You know the kobold. Actually, Alice, roll me a d20 really quickly, and then add 3 to it.
Retson goes first.
Because the kobold can do what it's about to try and do.
That is a 10.
The kobold, waits a couple of seconds as Retsam's going down, angles it and jumps, right? And lands on Retsam's back without him noticing. He's like clinging to the back of Retsam's like shirt, like.
Alice quietly chuckles, wondering how long it's going to take Retsam to notice that he has a baby on his back.
Retsam, you don't notice the small kobold has latched itself onto your back.
Do I feel the rhythmic breathing of a kobold within earshot?
You can roll me a perception check.
Or are you too distracted by the smell of food?
14.
You become aware that there's some additional weight on your back, but you may have just overbalanced in one of your steps. You don't hear anything. You're like, my shoulders feel a bit weird. I might have just got out of bed too quickly. You just roll your shoulders, and Alice, as you see Red Sam walking, that's rolling his shoulder. One of the thing's arm, like the kobold's arms, just
one of the
up
things.
as you roll the thing. Its arm just goes. Is that? No, is it reaching? Should I stay attached to Red Sam?
Red Sam starts bouncing, going food, 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 food.
The kobold looks down as Red Sam starts bouncing. As Red Sam bounces, like the kobold looks down curiously and has a better foothold for a split second before it disappears, and the kobold tries to scramble to keep hold.
Please don't break the child.
What child? Food, 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 food.
You hear a much higher pitched voice going, food, 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 food.
That one.
I tell where this higher pitched food is coming from.
You turn around. You can't see the source of the noise.
I continue my journey.
As you turn to look at your shoulder, there is a small green arm latched onto your shoulder. You can just say food, 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 food.
Do I see the green arm?
You do see the green arm, yeah.
Then I will slide an arm underneath behind me to provide some kind of ledging for what I presume to be some kind of koboldolian child.
There's 2 small feetsies settling in your hand. Food.
I'm a bit more gentle in my bouncing, but I continue bouncing as I go food, food, food in perfect time with the kobold child.
Perfect. Celeste stands. You hear the chant of food. You smell the food.
Ivor, what are you... Wait. Oh, I'm not home. She'll get up.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she'll get dressed in some decent clothing.
Dex will just wander downstairs because he's been dressed for hours.
There was a note on your door saying you are not to leave this room until you hear the others wake up. So help me, it'll be bad for you, sighed Chris.
I'll go to the hospital later then. I can wander down.
So, Celeste, you head downstairs as well?
Yeah.
So, as
Eventually.
you all head downstairs one at a time, the sight that greets you is essentially your tavern as it normally is. Though all across the bar is a veritable feast of different seasonal foods, from different poultry, to different meats, to breakfast foods. There's your customary bacon. There you can smell different types of stuffing as well as all laid out. You have your meats, the different vegetables, all this kind of stuff. And you note the drink section has its own table out to one side, where there's what looks to be sparkling orange juice, or this other fancy Yuletide oriented stuff. But where your guy's table normally has been replaced. The table's been pulled out. Your specific table has been pulled out into the center of the floor, and where your booth normally sits, there is a large tree.
Oh.
That is made up with it's tasteful, but it is clearly exuberantly done. There's small
No climbing the tree.
The little kobold has just spotted the shiny tree and is like, oh.
No climbing the tree. It's to look at.
Aww.
We can go climb trees later.
Okay. But there's an array of lights of sparkling in different colours. There's tasteful tinsel, there's baubles. You know, on the balls, there's like depictions of some of your guys' previous adventures. Like there's some snake people like artfully drawn onto it. There's a little charm that's going around the top of the tree that's like a little dragon that's just like flapping its wings. Upon a closer inspection, it is actually a drake. So, you're clearly inspired by your airglass drake. And it's set in the corner, but the thing that draws everyone's eye is a collection of wrapped parcels at the bottom of this tree.
Oh.
They're your type
Checking
presents.
if the tree is watered.
The tree is in a pot, it is watered. It can be replanted after it's been used for its purpose if it's so inclined to be done. Chris has been quite careful this year.
Mm-hmm. We didn't want to repeat of last year.
No, because Chris still hurts from last year.
Did Chris
Mhm.
cut down a tree last year?
He did. He followed all the traditional traditions, and forgot there was a druid in the party. Bad things happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
He can never look at Ivy the same way again. Anyway,
Whoa.
that shit hurts. So you have on the bar a huge array of food that is being kept warm. Several of you would note that the main meat being kept on what look to be black stone like platters. Those of you who recall note these are black stone rocks that keep themselves warm. They're perfect for keeping food heated on. Some of you might remember where you got those from. Some of you might not.
I looked at Chris. See, I told you they were useful.
Chris is like, yeah, well, I only use them for special occasions, though. So you have Chris behind the bar, the twins behind the door. Brian is here. King Athelthad is leaning against the door to the kitchen. He's like got a rag. He's not wearing any of his armor. He's in quite casual attire, and he has like one of the cleaning cloths over his forearm. He's like, it's fun to get cooking from time to time. But everyone who's living or works the tavern is here, including you guys, and they gesture grandly at the tree.
I dragged across the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So little flowers appear on the
Chris sort of just walks up to you guys and goes, well, happy Yule, everybody.
Is that what today is?
Yeah, you guys weren't paying attention, so I might have stayed up with these two. He gestures to the twins and gotten the place sorted for this morning. You note
Have you slept?
Chris has in his hand a very large cup of coffee. Nope, nor do I intend to. This will keep me going, so I get some alcohol in my system. He takes a deep swig.
I lean over to Red Sam. 2 gold says he's asleep before lunch.
I will take that money. I bet he will make it through lunch and then food coma.
There's a
Good
slight
bet.
you guys see a slight draconic smirk from the other Dragonborn, who steps forward ever so slightly. Red Sam, you'd almost immediately peg what Thrad is now doing. You note that Chris is now inside Thrad's aura range. He just sips his drink and you like toasts.
Well, while everybody is starting to look around, Retzam is going to sing his favorite Yuletide song, I'm Dreaming of a Yule Food Mass.
One of the twins, every time he says mask, goes, coma.
Right, time for food. Let's eat.
The Red Sam, as you walk up to it, the twins are sharpening knives and they start carving up different types of meat, and they essentially create each and every person who comes up an assortment of food that surprisingly you don't realize is your favorite set out of what's here, but they just provide everything. You eat and like, yeah, this was the right choice.
Is that because they know?
And they don't say it. They don't need to say it anymore, but they do say every time, we're working on the meats today. One of them says to the first one who approaches, but it's traditional to have the orange juice this morning. As you come up, Alice, they go, the ones on the very far right are non-alcoholic.
Thank you.
That's not. Can't let the little one miss out. It is all sparkling.
I look at Alice and say, orange juice.
Chris does sort of raise his hand. So that orange juice is not just orange juice. It does have some of the finest champagne we can get from the region in it.
Bugs Fizz.
He lifts his mug of coffee. Yep, basically.
Right. I'm
Alice
making
will
my
get
mind up.
herself a glass of Bugs Fizz and some fizzy orange juice for the little one and get them both some food.
The little one is sat looking at the tree, just like he's perched himself on the bench for you guys' booth, wiggling his feet, just looking at all the presents.
Now, I have to admit that
After
if we get,
breakfast.
if
There's
the
a
twins truly give Ratsam like his ideal Christmas breakfast, Yuletide breakfast, it's just going to be like an entire plate filled with sausages wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, you get pigs in blankets.
It's just an entire plate stacked with that.
You do know, as much as it's stacked with that, there's like other like seasonal stuffings and stuff put in there, and they put like a couple of different side condiments on there, and they go, "You don't know yet, but you'll like these."
I got my eyes on you two.
There's a faint smile from them both. We know.
But you always know. Thank you very much, and
course.
Merry Yule.
Merry Yule. And so you guys can all help yourselves or be provided breakfast.
I presume that's because it's vegan.
Yes, they do look at you for a moment. And they
They
do
knew.
actually,
He
the
does
twins.
take
The twins do stop
a
from before they
sausage
start.
blanket.
This thing is the twins do as you go to do it. They look at you for a long moment. They're like, "We knew. We just let you do this because it annoys the others."
I know.
They'll get you for this one day. You realize.
I'll be dead before then. Probably.
So wonderfully optimistic.
And Merry Yule, everyone.
Before long, all of you, the whole, essentially the whole tavern family is around this one, your guys' booth table, basically shoved together, shoulder to shoulder, having their breakfasts, drinking Bugs Fizz and laughing. There is a moment where Chris pauses. Hang on a second. I thought there's a knock on the door. Ah, Chris says as he stands up. I'll get that. He opens the door and you hear seasonal music drift in. It's just instrumental. There's no singing. As Chris goes, perfect. I had asked to borrow this particular character, and they are a character, but I had some comic relief. A small kobold is escorted into the building, and they are playing an unidentifiable instrument.
Question mark.
Several of you recognise this small kobold.
Hey.
As kobold raises his instrument, he goes, "Hi, I'm Charlie."
No. Who? Beth. Was it you?
No, I have nothing to do with this one, Cat. You can't blame me.
I'm here to play your music.
Nice to meet you, Charlie.
There's a wave.
Don't we have
from
a
the small
tavern
board.
bard? Where's Sticks?
She's gone home for you. But Charlie basically, this little red scaled kobold like waddles up to the performance area, just jumps onto one of the stalls and just starts playing. I'm here for atmosphere. Is all you get out of the kobold as he continues playing. But you know, you're all sat on a table, shoulder to shoulder, enjoying your Christmas breakfast. Christmas breakfast? Yule breakfast, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And all of you can roll me Constitution saving throws.
Oh.
I did say this was the best alcohol that you could have mixed in, guys.
No, not the wizard. Ha! Not the wizard. Not today.
That's depressing.
Hang on a minute. How many paladins are in the room? 2. Red Sam, are you going to voluntarily provide your buff for Red Sam?
Do I? I think that considering that we've got like Thrard here, I don't need to, but I'll do it anyway in the season of giving.
Okay, what is your paladin bonus?
4.
Alice, you are very lucky. Between the 2 paladins, that's a large enough bonus you can pass the DC.
Thank you.
You drink this, Alice, you become distinctly aware that you may have drunk this too quickly, but you notice just looking around that there's 2 paladins at the table, and you realise after a minute that your fortitude may have been bolstered by other means, and you're like, oh, thank God.
I looked to the
Wait.
2 paladins that I'm sat between. Thank you.
Thrud just looks at Red Sam over Alice's head and just nods very slowly.
Can I just say, mechanically, I love the fact that 2 of us got nat 20s and somebody got a nat 1.
Yes, the rule of averages, guys. But you guys, you hear Chris chuckling to himself as he watches the little play. He's like, lightweight, he says to Alice teasingly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't argue with that.
Nope, just calling it how I see it.
She pats the 2 paladins. There's a reason we keep at least one of them around.
Chris plods up to the bar and just lifts one of the bottle of sparkling orange juice out, opens it, and begins pouring some more non-alcoholic sparkling orange juices to the little kobold who has just got the little baby kobold is going through these sparkling orange juices at nobody's business. It just starts shaking and just lets out the deepest belch you guys have heard at the table so far. And Dartham, who's been sat in one corner, leans round and goes, "Was that you, Red Sam?"
Not this time.
Who the
Point
hell
to
was
the
that?
bubby.
He looks at the little kobold like, "No."
Yep.
The dwarf that like leans down and like high fives the little kobold. Nice.
It definitely smells like the baby. Smell it from here.
The kobold finishes his breakfast in record time. Just looks at you, Alice. He just keeps looking at you expectantly.
Got to wait for us all to finish breakfast. Got to be patient.
Be patient.
Because otherwise it'll all be over too soon, and then by lunchtime you'll be bored.
The little kobold just sort of waits.
Sans cups his hands together and drew it across like a little tangle of vines and hands it to the kobold. It's a puzzle. Never take it apart.
The kobold takes the small little vines.
They're already well knotted.
The kobold looks up at Alice. Starts chewing it.
I just lean
Oh,
over.
that'll keep him occupied for 10 minutes.
You just hear like a low growl coming from the kobold.
They're non-poisonous.
Thank you.
Vines.
I would assume you wouldn't give my child poisonous vines.
I just raised an eyebrow. You assume a lot.
You guys can roll perception checks.
There you go.
Alice, one exchange for the other.
The dice gods giveth and the dice gods taketh away.
Nat one's the fail thrown. You guys, so those of you who rolled above a 15, you note what looks to be silver dust coming in under the front door, which like pulls forward through the air and goes towards the Yule tree and sort of sits at the base, like swirling around, forming a small like little vortex for a second, before 2 little boxes manifest out of this dust before the dust disappears.
Is that okay?
Is that normal?
No.
Chris just looks at you both and goes, "You guys have taken a long, hard look in the mirror recently, right?" He gestures grandly. None of us here are normal.
I mean, I picked out all the dead and all.
Dartham's like, "Talk about yourself, you scaly bastard."
I mean, in
Yeah,
fairness, Dartham is the most normal of all of us.
Fair.
Chris just looks
Yeah,
back
he
at
is.
Dartham and is like, "Sorry, whose country are you in again, Dartham?" Dartham's like, "Oh, sod off." There's a general merriment around the table. The twins are refilling guys drinks as you guys aren't paying attention to them. They have moved off. They've had their breakfast and they're just refilling and topping up plates as well if you want more food. They're quite happy doing what they're doing. Alice, one of them cracks a joke at you. You've never heard them crack a joke.
She blinks.
It was an awful Yule pun.
Are you feeling okay?
We don't generally imbibe. We sell.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
This elf like just smiles at you and goes, "Alice,
Yes.
we know.
Most of the time.
The drunk smile like just lights up their face. Most of the time. Other times we're just bullshitting.
I know.
They thumbs up and they walk away. So you guys are having like
Alice looks back towards the two presents that kind of formed.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm really kind of curious.
Are you?
Yes.
The Alfred's voice goes, "We're not all finished with our breakfast, Alice. Patience."
She squints.
The dragonborn's face just like erupts into like there's a snort of mist, like a cold condenser just erupts from his mouth as he smiles at you. He just looks at you, Celeste, as you say. He goes, "Yeah, well, I'm not giving you the cold shoulder," and keeps eating his breakfast.
Ugh. Celeste makes just like a ugh face.
Careful, your face will get stuck like that. The dragonborn provides and looks you dead in the eye and goes, "And you wouldn't want that. Have you seen this face?" I swear, if I get asked by one more person why the long face, I might have to punch them.
Noted.
You're not a horse.
No, I'm definitely not horsing around. The dragonborn just smirks, and Chris just like, "Oh my god." Not the G word. So that's provided very carefully. Not the G word. Not in here. Not now.
She just goes to take a drink.
To this point, so you note that Dartham, who's been sat to one side, he just sort of shuffles off the bench, nudges you slightly as he's moving up. So, sorry, Celeste, he pats you on the back quite heavily as he stands up. He waddles past you. Red's there is a thud as a tankard is put in front of you, and your back is heavily patted by your fellow dwarf. Enjoy this one. He toasts you with his own flagon.
I take a sip.
This is a cinnamon beverage. It's warm.
Spiced ale.
He nods. Exactly. Seasonal.
Delicious. Another, and I drink more.
I'll find some more from downstairs. I think I made 4 barrels of this stuff.
I can see it going very popular.
He nods. I've already sent the recipe up to the brewery. They'll have more out and about soon.
That is a very good plan, friend.
Yeah. Alice, the little kobold, is like tugging on your sleeve, still chewing on this vine.
Yes.
You hear the clink of a knife and fork being put down. The kobold tugs more insistently, points at the fact that everyone has just about finished their food.
Should we go find you a present to unwrap?
Can I give people presents?
You can give people presents. Should we go find the presents? We got them.
There's a yeah. And as the kobold bestie hops down off the stool.
She will follow him over to the tree and dig around for her presents. Or the presents they've got, everyone.
Mm-hmm. So you find a collection of different presents, all with different names on them. The little kobold picks them up and looks at everyone and goes, "Sofas!"
Looks very confused.
Yes.
Chris just nods. "Oh, I see what you're trying to say. I haven't got any sofas." The kobold's just like, comfy. The Chris moves around some benches, puts some cushions on. That'll do, right? The kobold starts pushing a present. So the kobold walks up to the tree, takes one of the presents that's just appeared. The kobold clearly didn't notice them. And the kobold looks at this, squints at the label. Westy.
That one will be for Celeste.
Oh. Picks up the present quite carefully. Like, the present is like the size of the kobold. So there's arms that come round, leans back to lift it up, and like, do.
Alice will walk behind the kobold to make sure he doesn't fall over, but she's letting him do it.
Tries to hand it to Celeste. Its arms can't extend any further. It is already reaching.
I will
Sure.
take the present.
Mm-hmm. The
and I
kobold
will-
claps excitedly.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and look at who's it from.
It has very intricate, ornate handwriting on it that you recognise almost immediately.
Westy. Westminster.
On the flip side of the label that has been attached,
Oh,
there is a short message
okay.
from your mentor, his lady, with input from a particularly sneaky friend of yours who contacted me to help with the idea. Yuletide regards, Westminster.
Wait. What? Could that be DM'd to me? Could that be DM'd to me? Because it might take a few seconds for me,
One of your
myself, to
friends-
process.
One of your friends may have reached out to Westminster.
So it's goes very straight faced.
I had Claire immediately
Yes.
reveals exactly who it is.
Talking to Redstone.
Oh. Are we should I just open this now, or are we waiting until we all receive our
The
presents
kobold
gathered?
looks at Alice for
Okay.
guidance. You're muted, Beth.
I am muted. So you can open it. We'll open them as they go round.
Okay. She'll open it.
Inside is a large cube that is made up of smaller cubes. You have essentially been gifted with a runic equivalent of a Rubik's Cube.
I got a Rubik's Cube.
You basically got a Rubik's Cube that instead of colours has like different arcane runes on the different parts of the squares.
Well, this will keep me busy for long travels.
There is a note underneath it as well as you're lifting it up.
Sure, I'll read the note.
It reads, "Dear Celeste, hopefully this gift will find you and your friends on Yuletide morning. That is what the magic should do, but you know how experimental magic is.
Oh,
Your friend Zance reached out to me in regards to helping craft you a present of particular challenge. Now, to give you some motivation, something precious that you lost, I have taken the time to make anew, and it is locked within. Enjoy the challenge. Let me know when you've opened it. Kind regards, Westminster."
Well, that was me
Huh.
thinking he'd sign it Westy for a change.
Westy the bestie.
look to Zansk. Thank you.
Not the problem.
The little kobold has trooped back to the tree in the excitement and picks up a slightly bigger box.
Do you want a hand with that one?
They're dragging it. No,
Okay.
they have to physically drag this one along. They're being very careful with their claws not to touch the not damage the paper that's wrapping it, as it's neatly tied with a bow. And they drag it up to where you are, Alice, and they bump it against your shin.
Oh. Thank you. She will have a look to see who it's from.
It says, "Merry Yule, Alice, from Chris and the staff."
She looks to them and says, "Thank you very much," and we'll open it to see what it is.
As you open it, you take the wrapping paper off quite quickly. It's nice tied up. It's not, it's not like Fort Knox of sellotape or anything ridiculous like that. You open it. There's another box inside. It's clearly a clothing box.
She will open the box.
Inside the box is a very nice travelling cape and cloak. And there is an inscription on the inside of the box lid.
What does the inscription say?
The inscription reads, "Nature's mantle, a useful cloak for any druid or ranger."
She blinks and looks up at them. And goes, "Thank you.
There's a
This
nod.
is really cool."
There's a nod. Chris just sort of shrugs at you guys and goes, "Well, I just put some more money back into discretionary funds for Yuletide." He shrugs.
And she will put the cloak around her shoulders, show it off. What do you think?
Ooh.
Nice.
The little kobold looks at it and just sort of nods.
Do you approve?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Who's next?
The little kobold is looking at it, looking at the tree, contemplating. Oh! They scamper forward and they throw themselves belly first, belly down, and slide under the tree. You guys, the rest of you just see the tree shake in certain spots, and Chris is like,
Alice winces.
a few of those might catch fire. Careful, guys. It's magic. I can't.
Warning before letting the child handle them, please.
It was not meant to be climbed on, Alice. The kobold reappears.
No
holding a small
explosions.
box. Nothing. The tree has stopped juddering. Although
She takes a deep breath.
the drake that was flying around the top has wrapped itself around the top branch like it's holding on for dear life.
Oh, buddy.
You hear a burp, and you hear the air house drake brewmaster go, "Wuss."
Oh, nah, he's fine.
So who's this one for?
The kobold is looking at it. Sam. Blinks and waddles up to Red Sam and hands in this small little box.
I inspect the box.
It is a wrapped box.
Is it wrapped in a bow or wrapped in paper?
It is wrapped in paper with a nice pink bow around it.
I ask the little kobold to help me unwrap it.
Kobold grins at you, leans forward and chomps the bow with its teeth.
Good job, buddy.
Pulls the ribbon clean off.
And then I finish off unwrapping it.
Inside is it's like a small, almost like you get a very fancy pen in kind of box. As you open it, in sort of carefully wrapped in this sort of preservative velvet, is a key. But what you notice about the handle of the key is it has a skull on it. And there's a small note tucked into the lid that says, "The skeleton key. We're not sure what it unlocks, but it might be helpful in the near future."
I check for the note to say who. Was this the staff?
It has Chris and the staff on it, yes.
Interesting. Thanks, guys. I shall treasure this until I open the door, or lock, or chest, or window, or my heart.
A few of the staff members sort of blink at that last one, okay. Chris is has he finally lost it? I'm not sure anymore. The kobold goes running back and picks up another present, brings it waddling across, looks at it. It looks at all of you and goes, "I'm picking the ones that smell like fire," points at Chris. Chris is for fuck's sake.
So who's this one for?
They just walk over to Zads and just hand it to him.
I take it suddenly.
They
Thank you.
look at you. They just look at you. The little cupboard looks at you rather forlornly, Zads. You really struggle saying your name in particular, and it's embarrassed. And it's under its scales, it goes a slightly deeper coloration.
Somebody.
They look sad.
You can call me Zenny, but only you.
Okay, Zenny. They walk back to Alice and hug your leg, Alice.
No. Pick him up and give him a cuddle.
I read the tag for like 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then open the present slowly. Like, I'm that really annoying person that preserves the paper.
Somewhere, like
Oh.
the little kobold is like in your arms, so it's just going, so patient.
It's okay. He's got to do things because if he rips the paper, he'll get mad at himself.
You can hear the little kobold like freaking out, like too slow.
I know, but you've got to give him some time.
Besides that, it's a small pot.
I look at the pot.
There is a note tucked in the pot that notes that this is a cauldron of rebirth,
Oh my gosh.
perhaps fittingly.
I kind of tilt my head.
Chris looks, just sort of shrugs and goes, "It seemed appropriate."
Huh?
Just sort of laughs.
Closing the reef.
If I'd been more planned, guys, I would have straight up had handouts for you ready and prepped, and I'm just trying to find them as we're going along. So forgive me for my disorganization today.
I think it's time for you to get a present now.
Ah!
And Az will go over to the tree and find a present for the puppy.
Little kobold sits in its chair, like wiggling its toes. Oh, present.
And she'll pick one up and take it over to him.
What present did you pick up?
It doesn't matter.
Don't know.
Any of them,
the
just a present.
The one you know, this one is. Surprisingly, you've also picked up one from Chris and the staff.
Okay, I would have gone for that one first if I'd found it. So yeah, she'll hand it over. She's like, and she holds the note up. She's like, this one from Chris and the rest of the staff.
Mm-hmm. And as you open, as the kobold has no qualms about just ripping the paper into pieces and destroying its way into this box. And as it pulls the box open, there is a small set of like leather armor that's been put together. The little kobold squeals in delight and starts trying to pull the pieces on. Alice, it's very clear this kobold has no idea what the hell he's doing as he tries to pull like the van brace over his head.
Should we get dressed? Do you want to get dressed?
Yeah.
She'll help him get into his armor. It's like, go give Chris and the twins a big hug. Say thank you.
The kobold is gone, and you hear oof. Chris is basically tackle hugged at velocity.
And she will give Chris a nod and mouth thank you. And same for the twins and the rest of the staff.
Mm-hmm. As the little kobold is sat there wiggling its toes happily as it's going around hugging Chris does snap voice. If you forgive me, this one I probably need to do because it's a little bit more delicate than little one should be holding.
Okay.
Just in case. He walks over to the tree and he now picks up a small present, walks over to Celeste and hands it to Celeste. You'll have to forgive me, Celeste. I had more time to deal with the others, but I managed to get hold of these. I hear they're relatively new and that there might be something you'd be interested in.
Quirk an eyebrow. She'll go ahead and open the present.
As you open the present, essentially there is a small box inside that contains 2 scrolls.
Ooh.
The reason I didn't want little and holding them is just in case they don't go into this box. You never know with kobolds. Would you like to know what you have as you take the scrolls out?
Yes.
You have 2 spell scrolls. For 2 new spells from a book that you may or may not have just received.
Oh my gosh.
Would you like to know which spells you've been given?
Yes.
That you have 2 signature spells from the Witch Queen herself. You have Tasha's Caustic Brew.
Tasha's.
And Tasha's Mind Whip.
Oh, that's gonna be handy.
Mm-hmm.
What level of spells are they?
They're actually, I think they're only 1st and 2nd level spells, but you should look at what they do. You should be able to look them up in our Roll20. Chris awkwardly scratches his chin. They're not the highest level spells, but
You see her eyes are lit up.
It's something for you to study, no?
This is perfect. I can add this to my to my book.
And then you can use them more often. I figured
Yeah.
you'd make use of them. Oh, speaking of which, I might have hired someone who would be you might be interested in speaking to at some point.
Who?
I hired a one of the recent graduates from the academy in town, the wizard school. He's I don't know what you'd call him. You might consider him like the order from the scribe order, obsessed with books and bookkeeping.
Did you finally get fed up with doing taxes?
It's not the taxation stuff. It's actually I more hired him to do research for you guys, but he dabbles in spellcasting, and by dabbles I mean he sits there and he just reads and reads and reads and remembers and knows stuff. So he shrugs.
He's more of a nerd than me. Got it.
He's a bigger book nerd than you, yeah.
All right. I might
Alice?
have to squeeze a few spells out of him.
Alice looks to the rest of the party. Is there anything else that's going to blow up or has the potential to blow up?
Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, many things have the potential to blow up for no reason.
Like pubs.
So which one of the party members would like to go and give out their presents?
Ooh.
Sounds
I want
cool.
to. Oh, never mind.
Just in there. Sense goes and wanders over and picks up a couple of boxes and hands them out to everyone. There is a fairly large box for the baby kobold.
Alice
A
will put it
thin
down.
box for Alice.
Yeah.
Red Sam's box is actually quite large but very thin. And Celeste has already had hers.
Yes, you got the puzzle box as a part Zan's part Westminster. So
I called in a favour.
Pretty big favor.
Who would like to open this?
I shall go first.
So as you open your box, there is a very large wall hanging, which is your symbol of Gond, but it's covered in moss and different plants and flowers that wrap all the way around
Oh, it's beautiful.
for hanging in the bar. Or
Thank you.
Or wherever you would like to hang it, really.
I appreciate this gift.
Alice might not appreciate the kobolds.
She looks to the kobold and nods, like, do you want to open it then?
the kobold is just like patting its arm, actually chewing on its own arm. Okay. Starts like ripping away at the present paper.
As he opens the box, there is a almost him-sized gelatinous bear-shaped creature that is multicolored.
Alice looks to Zansk.
Zansk just grins. Basically got him a almost kobold-sized massive gummy bear.
That's so much. She just kind of sighs, like, so much sugar.
The little kobold starts giggling, and you just see the jaw open. And it leans forward, and it's just like,
Oh, the ear.
You're babysitting him later.
It just like hugs the bear, like chomping on the thing's ear, like,
example
nom, nom.
later.
And I have stuff to do at the hospital. This one's on you.
Yeah, go for the ear.
I just lean over to Zansk and I say, you know, if he just hollows it out, he's essentially created himself a second set of armor.
This is true. And it's multicolored.
And delicious.
Well, the kobold is just consuming the ears of this bear, like, oh, nom nom.
It's quite chewy though. A bit more
So
chewy
what?
than the thing, so it takes him a while to gnaw through.
Celeste is cheering him on.
Alice will open her present.
As you open your present, you pull out a what do they call it? A quiver of arrows with the fletching on the arrows is all multicolored and like bright, weird feathers. You look over to Timmy the Toucan. All Timmy the Toucan's feathers are still on him. Just no toucans were harmed.
In the making of these arrows.
But they're all beautifully coloured in like peacock colours, and there are some red ones in there.
You have gained some show arrows.
Cool. Thank you very much. She'll give Zansk a hug.
He'll hug you back. I did ask them to not put too much sugar in the thing.
Oh God, you shouldn't have done that.
Appreciated.
You should not have done that. The sugar substitutes they use are diuretic.
You guys see the kobold look up over the bear, and you see the pupils just begin to shrink.
So much sugar.
As they
See
begin,
what you could
just
do.
see the kobold begin buzzing, like on the spot.
Oh. Yeah, go.
It's Yule. It's allowed.
I put my hand out, and was one of the twins walks past with a glass of red wine.
Mhm.
Take it, sit back. Grandfather Zansk is done now. He's going to sit back and enjoy it.
Grandfather Zansk, you went from fresh adult to grandfather really quick.
I'm still older than everyone else.
There's a polite cough from the white skirt dragonborn. No, you're not.
I mean, you were dead for 200 years. It doesn't count.
Still
You
conscious
can't
memory.
count them.
Still conscious memory.
I didn't count the time I was dead.
The afterlife was great.
I don't remember mine.
Yep.
Well, I remember bits of mine.
We
Anyway.
get punched by an angel. That was fun.
Well, at least your god isn't pissed at you.
I tried 3 of them.
Are they all pissed at you?
Yep.
Why?
Let's not ask questions, don't want the answers to. Chris is just like, I know that one. Celeste, would you like to go next?
Yeah. She didn't have much time. I feel like she's more of one of those late shoppers. And so there's even similar size boxes for all Alice, Ransom, Zansk. There's actually one for Chris too.
Chris is like, oh, awesome.
I forgot to give Chris and the twins these days.
They have got them, it's fine.
They knew.
They always know.
And I gotta go back through DMs.
As you are going, picking up the boxes to give the parcels to give out to people, so as you notice the other present that appeared for the people who saw it that appeared late, you know a single gift label is written in rather delicate handwriting for our little star.
She will try her best to sneakily take the present.
You're in front of everyone.
It doesn't work. She kind of you watch as she picks up the present that she gives out. She also picks up the other present. She awkwardly looks to him.
Little star, huh?
Her cheeks start to turn a little red.
You look so cute when you blush.
She'll awkwardly walk to her seat after giving out the other presents.
Mhm.
She will wait to open hers.
I feel like everyone's just sat staring at you, waiting for you to open yours.
Yep.
You guys not gonna open yours?
We're waiting on you.
Okay. she'll open hers.
Little star.
Inside is inside the wrapping paper is like another layer of like tissue paper, but if you peel that away, inside is essentially a very long, winding yellow and grey scarf that's very clearly been hand knitted.
Yellow gray.
Yep, there's like alternating colours, but the tassels both end are this nice vibrant yellow colour. Inside is essentially a small note that essentially reads, "To a little star to keep you warm in the coming cold. With love, your parents."
Watch her as she reads, and then she'll kind of start holding the scarf to her.
That's a really cool scarf.
Mm.
My mother, on her spare times, likes to make all sorts of things. Normally, she would make a new sweater for all of us, and we wear it during that, all during Yuletide.
That sounds nice. Zansk probably sounds like a little bit wistful, a little bit.
Alice just kind of smiles softly and nods in agreement with Zansk.
She, realizing when she says this, she's like, she closes her mouth. She's like,
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's staring at y'all's presents.
Zansk will again slowly.
Oh my god.
Zansky's quite literally that guy.
Mm-hmm. But eventually he does like open the present.
Does anyone know haste? She says, looking at Zansk as he unwraps his presents at a snail's pace.
Look, just because you would like to rip through yours and not reuse it, doesn't mean we all have to.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Exactly, Celeste.
It's just a head shake from Chris. That's the discussion that's had.
What? That was the motto from one of the clubs at my school.
Mm-hmm.
Alice just kind of ponders, does necromancy class as recycling?
Yes.
Celeste makes a weird face.
Somewhere a god that was watching over this situation goes, "Oh, you fucking idiots." That's not how that works.
Waste not, want not.
The next response is, "Yeah, necromancy is just poorly timed healing."
Well, it is. Aren't most cleric spells necromancy?
Every cleric ever says, "Shut the fuck up." So I'm assuming you guys will open. You done opening a present now, Zaz?
Yeah.
You done dragging this out and torturing everyone with your slow ass behaviour?
Oh, the more they moan about it, the slower he goes.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh my god.
I'm for second breakfast.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not until we've done presents.
Oh no,
The
I'm
little
doing it while
kobold-
Zansk is taking his time.
The little kobold is like pulling on Zansk's leg.
Okay.
I don't have years enough.
Oh.
Oh.
Self-awareness.
Alice
All.
tries not to laugh, but
Chris leans down, picks up the baby kobold carefully, walks away, hands the child to Alice, and goes, "That might have been my bad."
Chris!
You watch Celeste wrap herself up with the scarf, and you can see her cheeks are like she's grinning underneath the scarf.
It's not something a child of this age needs to be aware of.
It's just like, I'll be over here.
Chris!
Just walks away. He takes long dragonborn steps away.
Hey, you still need to open the present.
I've finished opening it by now.
Okay. It's an ugly sweater. It's mushroom patterned.
Nice. That's straight on.
Who would like to open theirs next?
Alice will let the kobold open hers.
The kobold just begins shredding paper, like little tufts go out at dramatic angles, like straight upward. The kobold has no chill when it comes to opening these presents. And all of a sudden, Alice has like a jump, like I'm assuming it's this jumper just like shoved in her face. Inside presents.
Alice, you got yourself a sweater. It's has arrows on it. It's an arrow pattern.
Thank you very much, Celeste. And she puts the jumper on.
The little girl just sort of looks at it for a long second. Sits down in Alice's lap. Warm. That's what it says. It just snuggles into the jumper.
She'll wrap the cloak around the kobold so he's all snuggly too.
Mm-hmm. Little kobold disappears for a second before its head pops up between the folds of the cloak. Peekaboo! Red Sam, I think that leaves you, doesn't it, sir?
I believe it may leave me. I shall begin the sacrifice of the wrapping.
The little kobold begins making like a ritual noise. Like, it's like this has become a holy ritual for the kobold. You just hear like the clap and the do it, do it, do it.
I just lock eyes with the kobold and then just rip.
The kobold's like, yes.
So, Retsum, when you open it, it's vine pattern for a sweater, actually.
Wonderful. Is it also warm and snuggly?
Yes, they're all warm and snuggly.
Then I shall don it over my jammies.
Perfect. And which one of our main player characters would like to go and distribute some presents now?
Me.
Chris still has his.
Chris is looking at this. He's like, oh, I thought I got away with that too.
Mm-mm.
He sinks his claw into the wrapping paper and pulls it back. Careful not to make people wait as long as Zans, because he's not cruel and vindictive. He then like does his one delicate scratch and then just goes, and for my next trick, he just opens it. Perfect. The kobold's like, out of nowhere, the little kobold pulls like a little placard that smacks Alice in the nose.
Oh.
It has 9 written on the other side.
So his is not patterned, but it does have a coffee mug and it says "makes life better."
Chris awkwardly pulls it on and just picks his coffee mug back up and goes, damn straight. Hugs the rest of his coffee.
Here.
The other dragon one was a little bit closer to Chris as Chris' head just goes, and he wakes back up. Chris very nearly nodding off. I'm not rolling for Chris in the background. No, definitely not. Whom would like to go next?
Red Sam would like to deliver gifts.
And Red Sam, let's play the part of the giver of gifts.
To Zansk, there is a box about a foot, foot and a half by a foot, foot and a half by about foot, foot and a half. Red Sam delivers this with the most careful of movements.
Is it going to explode when I open it?
Only with joy.
Have you boxed Flicker again?
No, but Flicker can get in and out of any box, so yes.
There's a muffled bark.
Flicker.
Oh no.
The dog reappears.
Don't think I've forgotten about you.
The dog just slowly teleports away again, just like gone.
I will open said box.
Inside, Zansk finds a sealed glass ball, inside of which is some gravel, some dirt, some flowers, some condensation along the sides. There is a terrarium representing Zansk's favorite place, as described to Retsam, a sealed microcosm of somewhere that brings him joy.
Aww. Zance probably doesn't say anything for a few seconds. Free listens. Thank you.
The The architect I bought this from said that it would grow, it would live, it would thrive, it would continue beyond my life and maybe beyond yours, old
Yeah.
man.
As all nature should.
As a wise man once said, life finds a way.
Wasn't that you like 3 weeks ago?
Yes.
It could have been. I quote so many people, I could end up quoting myself.
Thank you, friend.
To Celeste, Retsam delivers a rounded box.
Oh, rounded.
Yes, it is a standard box, so it's not like a sphere, but it's a rounded box.
Is it a cookie tin box?
Larger.
Okay. She'll open it.
Inside, Celeste finds your typical wizard hat with like deep
Oh.
blue coloration and stars and moons and whatnot all kind of sewn into it. When Celeste pulls the hat out of the box, there is a pair of socks underneath, a festive pair of socks.
Heck yeah. She will put on the socks.
Ross, would you like to fill in the last segment about that?
Oh no.
Roll me an Arcana check.
No.
She's like dancing socks.
Arcana.
You know this hat is enchanted.
Oh.
Once per week, this hat will provide you another pair of festive socks.
Oh,
It's the
that's
best give ever.
great.
A
It just
wizard
keeps giving.
A wizard needs two things, a hat and socks.
Looks to her. Well, I do tend to lose my socks often.
Not anymore, although you may end up losing the old socks. There's something about recycling, reduce, reuse, necromancy about socks. Salesman was a bit undefined.
Was it
Sockmancy, or you hear from nowhere?
Was it the Kenku?
No, it was not.
Okay.
Now, to Alice, there is a box, only a few inches wide, but it's a couple of feet long and like maybe a foot and a half high.
She will open the box.
Within, there is a piece of wood. Do you remove the piece of
wood? Takes out
wood?
the piece of wood.
I'm going to require a nature check out of you.
I should be able to do that.
Forgive me for asking that, Ross.
Fine. If I had a problem with it, I would have stopped you. If she rolls low on this, I'll never forgive her.
Would you say a 16 passes?
Yeah, I'd say that'd pass.
Okay, so you can tell that this particular type of wood is oak. When you pull it out, it just appears to be a plain piece of wood, but you can see on the other side when you flip it over that it's actually got a picture carved into it. It is a picture of Alice fighting a big, mighty dragon, triumphant.
She smiles. She doesn't say anything. She just gives him a big hug.
Alice, you hear in the back of her head, "Hey, look, that's me."
Yes, it is. Hey, look, it's me too.
Yeah, but I'm doing the killing.
I go up to the little baby and go, I've hidden a box of chocolate for you somewhere. Chocolate coins. Don't let Alice find out.
The kobold picks up the gummy bear with both hands, looks at Alice dead in the eye and goes, "I'll be back."
Oh, God. Be safe.
And the kobold doesn't so much walk as it buzzes like the sugar high. It's just like shaking it on the floor.
I looked to Retsam. What have you done?
My best.
The kobold begins its investigation.
Okay.
Out of nowhere, the baby kobold appears to be holding a magnifying glass and has like a Sherlock Holmes hat on as it's looking around. The bard kobold in the corner just whistles innocently as he continues playing his instrument.
Elementary, my dear Gummy.
The gummy bear has started walking on its own, has a little cane, and you occasionally see it go, what? With its half-chewed ear, like it's trying to hear. As it leans forward, the kobold just snaps at its ear, just eats some more of it.
I gave young'un the gift of adventure.
Appreciated.
From out of nowhere, Alice, the Salvation is just sort of propped up against the wooden relief. You don't know how he got here. You didn't bring him down this morning.
You stop just appearing places.
You guys all note the bow has just magically appeared by the very gift Retham has given. I like this. This is neat.
It is. Do you want to say thank you to Sam? She's just talking to a bow now. She's not even doing it in her head.
No, I'm good.
Sal says thank you.
None of you hear the bow talking.
Retsam goes, You're welcome, Sal.
He does know that I do actually hear him and understand him, right?
You don't have to shout, Sam.
I might be old, but I'm not deaf.
Retsam turns to us and goes, okay, I won't.
Oh, the youth of today. No respect. The bow seems to buzz up and down. I love Yule. Your turn.
Okay.
You guys see this bow just begin jittering on the floor for no perceivable reason.
Chill.
The bow seems
Doing it.
moving.
She wanders over to the tree and takes out a small box and hands it to Celeste.
Oh, take it. I will open the box.
Inside the box is 2 scrolls. She
Oh my God.
squints at Chris.
Chris is just like, great minds.
Think of like, she'll see what scrolls these are.
That is a spell scroll of Identify and a spell scroll of Tensor's Floating Disc.
Oh.
Enjoy. I figured they might be helpful.
Someone in tune with the music that's being played just goes, and there's magic in the air tonight.
And the next one she will grab is a small parcel wrapped really badly with ripped paper for Zansk.
Zansk still opens it really slowly, straight.
It falls apart. The paper literally just falls apart as you unwrap it.
He'll still do his best. And then he'll open it.
It is a fairly hefty book of medicinal herbs.
Oh, that's it. The book is open. Thank you, Alice. And you've lost Zansk for the rest of the day.
And
you would also, Zansk, you'd note the author.
Miss Storm?
Yes.
And then she goes, I'm going to need some help with this one. It's a big box. And she looks towards the bubby.
The little kobold head snaps around so hard the Sherlock Holmes cap is dislodged to one side. The magnifying glass is one eye is massively magnified. The magnifying glass is discarded, just casually thrown over its side, and you hear thud, and the bard's music interrupted for a second. You hear, ow!
Can you help me push this one over to Retsam?
The gummy bear and the kobold waddle over. The gummy bear, as it moves further away from the bard, just ceases being animated and just goes and flops on the floor. The little kobold grabs the gummy bear and puts it on top of the parcel and starts pushing the parcel towards Red Sam. The parcel gets pushed to Red Sam. and then the gold just like, sugar high, depleted. Grabs the gummy bear, pulls it, like hugs it, like legs go around it as it falls backwards and starts eating the gummy bear again.
So yeah, Alice will push it the last couple of inches towards Red Sam.
Red Sam will open it when it reaches the last couple of inches. He ain't moving. That's coming to him.
It is. Inside the box seems to be a heck of a lot of wood.
A heck of a lot of wood.
Almost like it's enough wood to be scale mail armor, splint mail armor, made of wood rather than metal.
Scale
Splint.
So when Red Sam pulls out a piece of wood, is that like connected to the rest and thus he can hold it up and then see?
It's in armor bits, but yes.
Then he shall pull it out to examine all of the connected pieces of woods.
You have wooden splint mail.
Why, thank you. I was just going to go into combat and die, but now I'll do it in fashion.
There's a pause as Chris just sort of scrubs his chin. You might want to make sure that's enchanted against fire.
Fire? I'm not going up against a red dragon. What are you thinking about?
We literally are, dude.
What if we just spritz me down with water every 6 seconds?
Oh,
I don't think that's the most economic use of action economy.
We just need someone who can, like... We need just to hire someone who can, like, create water and then just get them to keep doing it. It's fine.
Every 6 seconds, Red Sam has like 6 gallons of water just dunked on him.
Does it always rain on me?
And then she will get the last present and hold it out to the baby. And this one's for you.
The baby kobold has like a chunk of the large gummy bear's head like in its jaws. Like it's mid gnawing on this thing's skull, and it just stops. Like you see the moment the jaw is stuck somewhere between consumption and awe of the fact it's been given a present, and it has like a dislodge itself from the gummy bear. There's like bits of gummy bear like stuck like dangling from its teeth, and it's just like, oh, takes the present and just shreds the paper carelessly because it is a child kobold.
And inside is what looks to be a very, very, very small short bow.
The little kobold picks up this little short bow, inhales its breath, looks down at its armor, looks up at Alice, looks down at its armor, looks at the short bow, and goes, shooting?
Later, not in the tavern.
Oh.
If I'm not allowed to shoot in the tavern, nor are you, Chris will get mad at us.
Chris is just like, yes, I will. Everyone else reads that as a, like, fuck, could I stop you guys at this point?
We'll go shooting later.
Yeah. There is a moment of pause as everyone realizes they all have presents.
I've been casually taking like new boots out of my bag and just leaving them next to me.
They disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you put it down, there's a slight gust of wind and they're just gone. Your dog is having none of this. It wants its Yule presents too. There's a small moment of pause as you all have presents, and the merriment continues as people are playing with the different things they've gotten. Chris made sure the staff got presents and things, so there's people messing around with the little trinkets and things they've been given and the practical presents.
I am going to lean over to Wrexham in this point, and she may have told Chris that you kind of persuaded that kobold to head down into that where that monster was.
What?
Should we perhaps have told Chris that last time we met that particular kobold. He gestures to the stage slightly. We may have sent him to a how do I put this? Monster.
I mean, what even is a monster? It's not like that immediately precluded us meeting our arch nemesis.
When we were in the desert, in the tunnels below the sands, 2 heroes sent poor Charlie down to meet
We
the
love
man.
Charlie!
Sorry, where did the 2 heroes send you, Charlie?
Down into the caverns below, to the deep and dreadful dark.
I looked to Zansk and Retsam.
But we're not heroes.
Fizz flicker.
Whoever said we were heroes?
You're the only 2 that knew him.
Not
The
true,
betrayers
because
had
somebody
2
hired him.
names, for
But we love
they
Charlie.
were dwarf and drow.
Dwarf and drow. No, I'm not a drow.
No, you're a
And
dwarf.
Zansk isn't a dwarf.
Sorry.
Seriously, you 2, dick move.
I mean, we came out fine. I had your a babysitter these days.
Okay. Charlie, you came out fine. Zansk didn't. Twice.
True.
Yeah, well, that just should tell you something. I'm way cooler than him.
Apparently, you're a babysitter now.
Excuse you, that's royal babysitter, asshole.
Mm-hmm. How's your tail?
Shut up. The only vicious mockery that will go on here is when I lay down the sass.
Mm-hmm. Babysitter.
Watch us wreck the mic. Watch us wreck the mic. Watch us wreck the mic. Psych. Let's get ready to rumble.
That was all the time of Charlie's you paid for, so doodles.
Do you not want a drink and some fruit, Charlie?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Okay.
Yep, I gotta teleport home because I've got to do another gig. Yule is good for paid gigs.
Well, you take care then, Charlie.
He snaps off salute. I hope you don't go into the deep dark and meet your nemesis.
I mean,
That's literally exactly where we're going.
I've already met my nemesis.
You
He's
won't
right there.
meet
I
one
point
of
at
the
Zansk.
eyeless. You won't meet the eyeless and the gaping maw. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we're not all totally going to die or anything. It's going to be fine.
Look what happens when you die. They point at Zansk. You get back up again. Ain't nothing gonna keep you down.
Other than a really pissed off god.
You
You
don't think
already
I'm
know
getting
some
back
of
again.
those.
I'm pretty sure my goddess is very keen on keeping my soul next time.
The
Didn't she say that the time before?
Yeah, but this time she actually means it.
The kobold sort of looks at you guys, similar to his playing, like he takes his instrument, stretches his hands out, like practicing up one of those. And now, magical powers activate. And he like jumps onto he stands up on the stool he's on, digs his heels into either side, and like basically like a frog leaps straight forward, and in a flash of arcane energy, he just poof and disappears.
I'm gonna lean over to Chris. Next time we do that and we invite him around, can you make sure that there's an automatic counter spell?
No.
Please, because I really want to see him hit the floor.
I really don't want to have to explain to the agency I hired him from why his nose is broken.
I mean, I'm happy to fix it.
There is a hospital next door.
Yeah.
Yep, but I'm not paying for that medical insurance bill.
I mean, he'd be fixed. It wouldn't cost them anything. Therefore, you wouldn't have to pay anything.
He has his face insured.
That's their insurance company's problem then. Come on, Chris, it'd be funny.
I have learnt from experience that antagonizing kobolds, regardless of their age, is not a good idea.
I mean, that's fair, but not funny.
He looks at the small kobold who is like ripping this gummy bear apart. And then there's a moment of quiet. And there's just this faint clinking sound like glass on glass. Like that, yes. Thank you, Silent.
I mean, I had the glass to hand, although
Alice will look around to see where it came from.
It came from the shelves behind the bar.
Oh,
God, did the
I look up to the top shelf.
On the top shelf, there is a small statuette of a listry that wasn't there previously. And next to it is a single bottle of incredibly expensive whiskey. You know, the fluid in the whiskey bottle is just swishing ever so slightly like it's recently been disturbed. And the statue of Illustri is glowing ever so slightly.
Wasn't my statue of Illustri already up there?
You moved it.
Where did I move it to?
You took it upstairs.
Oh, it's in his bag.
Yeah.
I checked my bag.
It's still there.
That's new.
Maybe she's not as pissed off with you as we thought.
Doubtful.
You note Thrud is looking at the top shelf for a little bit longer than you guys are, and he looks at you and goes, maybe it's just a Yule miracle.
it's the most horrible time of the year.
You know the saying? Never piss off a god when she decides she wants something. Never take that thing away.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable.
It is not good for cleric.
There's a pause as one of the twins stops by the window. Well, I'll be, they say quietly. I haven't seen that in a very long time.
What?
It's out there.
Do you head to the windows?
Yeah, I do.
As you look out the windows, the firelight from the tavern's hearth glinting in the window, you note as you look out, there is very gentle snowfall coming from the sky.
Is that a white dragon?
Nope, that's just snow.
And the elf says, it's the first time it's snowed in 200 and something years.
Oh,
We
God.
got a few flurries a couple of weeks ago. It didn't set.
Well, this looks like it's going to set as you see the flakes hitting the city like streets and just remaining there.
No. My mother was correct.
Mothers always know.
They always know.
Alice, as you say that, the kobold is about to fall off a table, holding the
She
side there as it's resting.
catches the kobold. See, she puts him down on the chair. We always know.
And it's snowing. You guys have gifted presents to each other. And Chris reappears, holding a large tray with some more food. And he goes, lunchtime, everybody.
God.
Damn it, he made it to lunch.
He puts the lunch down, and you guys can all. He puts it in the middle of the table. You guys have been sat around, so it's a serve yourself job.
I hand you gold to Wrexham.
And as you guys start carving in, lunch officially begins. You guys hear a very faint snoring from one of the armchairs. As after serving, Chris has gone to sleep in a chair.
He didn't make it all the way through lunch, right, Sam?
But he made it to lunch, which was the words of their agreement.
Quick, someone draw a picture.
I would, but I only know wood carving, so it takes a while.
Oh.
And you guys can hear the bells tolling in the cathedral district, and you can hear carols being sung across the city.
Oh God, do we have figgy pudding for the carolers?
What?
Figgy pudding. Do we have?
I mean, you can certainly see if you have. Your primary chef is asleep.
Chris!
There is a what as he snorts out of his sleep, and a huge column of flame just ripples out from his mouth as he essentially snorts awake. He sets the armchair he sat on fire. He squeaks dramatically as he stands like, "Oh God!" As he's just trying to pat the fire out as he set him his own clothes. And
I yell at him,
see
"Go
on
to
fire.
bed."
As you guys see him like trying to pat out the flame, the other Dragonborn just cold breath weapons over Chris and the flames. And Chris just stops moving and he's like, "I'm awake." Oh, that's cold.
I would have thought your inherent heat would counteract it somewhat.
The red Dragonborn just looks at you, wide-eyed, like you can see he's visibly very cold. Like where he's normally deep red, he's got like pink, so he's like genuinely incredibly cold. He's like, "No, so cold." The other Dragonborn rolls his eyes. Worse.
Right, I'm going to tear into sandwiches and other assorted lunch snacks.
You guys have all the food and all the drink you need to be incredibly merry for the rest of the Yuletide day.
Yeah.
I think Zance would take a jaunt up to the temple
Okay, and
come back.
as you guys begin to enjoy that and have reached into that, that's probably going to draw this episode to a close. So thank you, listeners, for joining us in this first part of the Yule special as we break our recording sessions into 2 episodes.